time for entertaining eats.
Oh, and when you slice into this baby, everyone will scream, touchdown!
Oh, and these slices are just begging for some homemade marinara.
Oh, yeah, plunge it in there.
So I'm Chris.
And I'm Wesley.
My sausage bread Loon.
Wow, that's really original.
Some things are just meant to be. I don't know. I just couldn't think of anything better. Anyway, so we're doing sausage bread.
Yes!
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's perfect for when you're sitting home watching a game, watching the big game,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's jump into it.
Let's do it. All right, so the great thing about this sausage bread is your caramelized onions. And I'm making them. Look at this. I'm in front of the big bad boy
big rig.
thing
I know,
here.
he's manning the big
All right,
rig.
I'm going to throw in this is about, this is 4 tablespoons, right?
Yep, it
And
is.
it's a half of, it's a half a stick of butter. That's what I'm trying to say.
While he's doing that, while he's melting that, I'm going to get we're making the bread from scratch. You can buy store-bought, no problem. I a lot of times will go to my local Italian restaurant and get it from there, but we've had a freeze lately and the roads are impassable. So
I know, it's
I'm making
crazy.
my own.
In Texas.
I know, I love it. Okay, so now we've got, that is warm water. It's about 110 degrees. Just do it in your microwave or hot tap water. You're fine. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of instant yeast. You can do just regular active dry yeast, and then we're going to add a half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm just going to use my little whisk here to whisk it right up.
Fabulous.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to put in my 2 onions. These are medium. Chris actually is showing you real quick what those mediums look like. And then we're just going to sit here and let these caramelize. It's like 50 minutes, you think?
Yeah, 15 minutes to an hour. So
They're so good,
you
y'all.
can do those way in advance. You can make your dough way in advance. So just a little bit back to that. So the big sporting event is about to happen, and it's funny because you may not know this.
You probably don't. Yeah.
Those of us in the business do. But there's the people that run that big sporting event. They've copyrighted the name of that sporting event. So technically, legally, we're not really able to tell you what the name of that event is, and otherwise it would be sued and carted up to jail. But there are ways around it. So we're going to, at some point, because you're probably wondering, what could it be? What could it be? But we'll sneak it in. And
what is it? Whoa.
You'll just keep your ears peeled, and you'll find out. All right, this is going to go for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to make the dough. Those onions smell amazing.
Look at y'all.
They're already cooking down.
Totally.
So those you know, they start really big, and then as they reduce and caramelize, they get really. The smell is ridiculous.
I'm getting an onion facial over here.
There's nothing better. Okay, it really makes you cry though. Okay, so now you see. I just love this. Look at my the yeast is doing its job. It's being activated by the warm water. It's perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make dough, you guys. It's so easy, and homemade pizza dough is just the best. So now before I do that, I'm going to add, I've got 2 tablespoons of ground cornmeal. Go with the fine, don't do the extra coarse. Then I've got a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So easy. And then I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. And then I'm going to put in my yeast mixture here. And just make sure you get all of that in there. It's so good. The smell, I just love, there's something about the smell of yeast when it starts to activate.
Did you say that you're using Simmons, what's that flour?
No, this is just good old all-purpose flour.
Got it.
Sometimes I use Durham, sometimes I use semolina.
Semolina, that's the one I was
which is great.
about.
So now this, you're just going to want to start to work it like this until a ball starts to come together. And my favorite tool are clean hands, which is what I happen to have right here. So I'm just going to keep working this. Make sure you get all of that flour really incorporated in there, and it's going to get what a lot of people call this a shaggy dough. It's just kind of shaggy.
I love it when you make dough.
I do too. There's something. There is really something therapeutic about it. I love it. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Okay, so now I've got this in my hand, as you can all see. I am going to give myself a little bit of a lightly floured surface here, and I'm going to do another one of my other favorite things. One of my favorite activities in the world, one of my favorite exercise, is I'm going to start to knead my dough. I need it so bad. So what I'm doing is you just see like this. You're starting to work that gluten, and just fold it over on itself. And it is a little bit of a workout, but it feels good. It makes your muscles feel really good. And you're going to do this for about 6 minutes until the dough starts to become really, really elastic. And dough-like. And you're going to keep working your onions.
I'm working my onions.
Okay.
That's getting good. This is getting good. Everything's getting good.
So this has been a fun little workout. But look, I have a beautiful dough.
You did have a workout.
A ball of dough. I had a ball of fun making this ball of dough. Okay. So this went for about, I did this for about 7 to 8 minutes. This is why I'm a little winded, but it's okay. As you're kneading, what it's going to do is it's going to push some of that moisture to the surface, which is fine. If you feel it feels a little damp, just get a little more flour, just sprinkle it over the top. You may want to keep your surface somewhat floured as you go. But anyway, now what we're going to do is we're just going to take this and you just use your hands to just sort of like stretch it around and form it into a ball like this. Now, Wesley has generously oiled my ball, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in there and just kind of roll it around so it gets all nice and oily. Then we're going to cover it.
I'm going to put on some plastic wrap.
With plastic wrap, and then we need to let this sit and do its thing, which means it's going to double in size. And that takes anywhere from 60 minutes.
You're still winded.
I know. Obviously, I need to work. I haven't been making my batter enough. To that point, you could easily make your dough in a stand mixer with a dough hook. You could even do it in one of the old-fashioned bread makers. Old-fashioned, like they're that old, but they are. I used to always do that. But anyway, this needs to go into a not too hot, but a not cold, sort of a warm, non-drafty area. I stick it in my oven with the oven light on, and that's going to take about 60 to 90 minutes.
Right. So these are going to get done, and then we're going to start cooking that sausage.
We're going to make some sausage. It is sausage bread, by the way.
Oh, moving right along.
Look at these. These are just beautiful.
Great.
So we transferred them to this bowl.
I did a wonderful job.
You did. It's spectacular. You really did. It's important to know that you want these ingredients to be cooled off, which is great. You could do this in advance. You can even do this in a day in advance because you don't want to put like scalding hot ingredients on your bread dough.
Right.
So what's next?
Sausage!
Sausage!
So we're using hot Italian sausage.
Yum.
It's so good.
Which we think complements the sweetness of the caramelized onions perfectly.
Yes. And what we did is, well, actually, Chris is just doing it right now.
Yeah. So
we're taking that casing off.
So just get good old Italian sausage from your supermarket, and we take the casing off, and this is this is 3 links, and then I'm just I'm doing it because I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Right.
While Wesley is.
And I'm with this contraption. This thing is so awesome. I don't even have to cook. It's basically cooking for me.
It is really cool. Okay, so we're just going to cook that. It's not really going to render much grease, but if it does, you can pour that off.
Yeah.
And then, like we said, we're going to let it cool, and then it's time to roll, baby, roll.
Yes.
Okay, we're ready to make sausage bread.
Look at this sausage. I really just want to spoon it in my mouth.
I know, it's so delicious. It's so good. So we let it cool. Everything's nice and
cool.
And you guys, I love the big reveal. Look at my dough, our dough. It's so beautiful.
Perfect.
I know. So it basically doubled in size. It took about 90 minutes, and it's fabulous. We love it. Okay, so I'm just going to roll it on out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly flour my surface here. Y'all, this is so much fun. Like I said, you could do this with purchased store-bought, and it's still going to be beautiful. But we've shown you how easy it is to make this dough.
Here, let me take that away from me.
Thank you very much. And then I just get my little rolling pan, and we're just going to, and it just...
You're just going to make a rectangle.
A rectangle, yeah. And now, I mean,
this dough looks great.
It really does. And it's so sometimes when you're doing your dough, if it doesn't want to stretch out on you, and it just pulls back, and that's happened to me before. That just means it needs to rest a little bit. It's no big deal.
Yours is working out just fine.
It's not fighting me, which I like. Sometimes it fights you. But anyway, so you're going to, and this does not, what I'd like to say is more important is get it kind of an even thickness. You see, this is like maybe a 1/4 inch thick. You don't want it real thick, and some places it's not so thick in other places because it just won't roll, and then it won't rise as nicely. Okay, so it's a little oblong, but that's okay. So now we're going to build this deliciousness. I'm telling you guys, we're going all out here.
This is great.
We got a little bit of butter, just because, why not, is what I say. That's about 1 tablespoon of butter.
I love it.
Now I'm just going to blaze through this. So now we are building the flavors. This is some grated Parmesan cheese. We're going to do about a 1/4 cup here, and that is amazing.
You're going to just use your fingers for this?
Well, you can. You want to help me do this?
Yeah, I'm gonna help you do that. I'm gonna use my fingers.
So this is so perfect for, like we said, for the big game. So I have to tell you a little story about the big game. We used to have a small group of friends that would come over for the big game, and a tradition was that I would always make my Chris's Texas chili.
Yes,
It
so
was
good.
requested by our friends. And what is funny is that the small group of friends, 3 of them, they all had the name, the females all had the name Sue, which was hilarious, and they absolutely loved my chili
love the
so much.
Sues.
I know the Sues were awesome, and they loved my chili to the point that they would like steal from each other's bowl. And finally, I had to stop them, and I say, "Listen here, ladies, 1 bowl." Oh, I screwed it up. 1 Sue per bowl. 1 Sue per bowl.
You had all this time.
I can't believe I screwed that up. Well,
Well, you know what? This is a Super Bowl.
It is a
I
Super
like
Bowl.
this Super Bowl too.
I can't believe that was just so. It was going to be super.
That's great.
Anyway,
That's all.
1 Super Bowl. Okay, I'm sure we've broken
I
every.
was totally sitting there going, "What is he doing?"
I know,
What
because
is he
we
doing?"
really did have friends who
I love
absolutely
it. I
named
love
Sue
it.
who
Look
loved.
at that.
I know.
Hold
okay.
on. You know what, Chris?
Oh yeah.
Let's just throw a little more on
Who
there.
are we kidding?
I know.
We're
It's
feeding us.
It's us.
So this is.
This is great for a big game, but it's also Valentine's Day.
Oh,
and you
true.
know what? Nothing spells love like a big old sausage loaf. That's what I say.
Well, that's from your lips to everyone else's ears. So, okay, now, in case you were wondering, this is just some good old whole milk shredded mozzarella. Okay, now it comes. Have we done everything?
Yeah,
we have. Okay,
I think we have,
So
yeah.
now we're going to just roll this baby.
Yes. Oh, good. You got it nice and floured. So
I
it's not
cannot
sticking
believe
to
I
the
screwed
surface.
up the 1 Sue per bowl joke.
I can't.
mean,
I can't.
that was a classic.
You
classic.
needed to rehearse that a few more
You
times.
think I didn't? Hello, do you not know me? Oops.
I know you.
Okay.
I know you.
All right, so now look
Hold
at
on.
this. So
There we
what
go.
you're doing is you're just going to roll
Did you
this
tuck?
nice and tight,
Yeah.
and then you want to just tuck your ends in like this. Make sure
you go.
you kind of got the seam side down.
Sitting down, yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Okay, so move that off of there, please.
All right.
Off
Oh,
of
we're
that.
going to do that. Yeah.
Here, or you can put it right here if you want.
Yeah. I'm going to move it over here.
Okay.
There we go.
And then, now we'll put it on. That's okay if it's along the little flour.
That's all right.
Okay.
Burn right off.
Now it's going to, as it bakes, that seal on the bottom will seal together.
All right,
now we got a little egg wash
Egg
because
wash.
we
Now
want.
get that even because sometimes if you put an egg wash on one side and not the other, then one gets darker than the other.
Well, that's a good point. So this is an egg wash.
Lessons to learn from Wesley.
Yes, they're always so valuable. So this is 1 egg that I lightly beat, and then I added 1 tablespoon of water to that. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little more Parm cheese on top because it's so delicious.
Yes, and then I'm going to do this incredible mixture of...
It's just dried oregano.
Oh, well.
But you can do Italian seasoning, any kind of, just to give it a little punch of flavor.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got our oven preheated to this has been a work of love. 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to put it in there for 25 to 30 minutes until it's golden brown and ready to eat.
Don't make sure your oven's not super hot.
Okay, it's the halftime show, folks. I'm so excited for this.
Oh, wow. That
Isn't
is
that
gorgeous.
Look at that. Isn't that just, and the smell, I'm telling you, is
Oh,
crazy.
hold on here. Let me help you with that.
just, okay, I'm going to lift this up, and then
Here, I'm going to use this.
you use that, and it's just,
There we
you
go.
clear that away.
Right there. Oh,
just
that's gorgeous.
Baked beautifully. Oh, you guys, I'm telling you, this is it's just so much, it's festive. It's perfect for serving, friends. I love it. Okay.
Here, hold on. Get this thing out of the way.
Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna dig right in.
It's cut it right down the middle.
You could absolutely let this sit and cool off for a couple seconds, but
You could.
we're not gonna do that. Okay, cut it beautifully.
Hold on. Get everything out of the way. Make sure everybody can see it.
You gotta get the cheese pull.
Let's do this.
Is that, no, look at that gooiness. Is that, you guys,
Yay!
who needs a football game? I'm telling you, this anytime
I
of the year.
love it. Oh, look at that, Chris.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Okay. We get so excited, we just look at our
There we
food.
go.
Okay, all right, I'll take that one. That one crumbled a little bit.
That's okay. It's all
That's
right.
okay if that happens. I should have used a better knife. Here, I'll keep this one.
You keep that one for yourself.
Okay, it's hot. It's a hot baby. All right, let me hold this.
Yes.
But it's so much
Saw.
Saw, baby, saw.
There you go. Saw slow. There you go.
And you go ahead and cut these up. Hopefully you do a better job than I'm doing. And then you just put them on a platter. Look at that, isn't that beautiful?
Come on over here, right in front of there.
Oh, that is a thing of beauty. And then,
look at that.
we love to serve it with our homemade marinara sauce.
Look at that, you guys. That's gonna be so hot.
I know, I told you might need a fork. Here, you wanna cut it? No.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna brave this and I'm gonna do it. All right, so we've got this marinade.
It's so good.
I'm just gonna go in here, grab this, and I'm
You might
gonna
want to blow on it first.
dunk it first.
Yeah, dunk it. You got to have something to dunk it in. You don't have to, but I think it's really good.
Okay.
You ready? Are we going?
Yeah.
Hot. It is the quintessential party. I mean,
I'm in heaven. Oh wow.
it is his. This is his like dream come true
I
type
don't need
of
no.
appetite.
I don't need a football. I don't need no football game. I don't. Oh, you all. I wish you could taste this. I really look at.
You have to.
Look at how wonderful that is. Look at that. And here's more. Here's some more. Oh, onions.
I know, it's amazing. The caramelized onions.
I'm gonna say it. I've been saying a lot lately.
I feel like we're in overtime.
This is 10,000% approved.
Yes,
Oh.
It is super duper.
Oh, y'all.
Oh my gosh. So I need to really quickly say something. We're still living in a world that is
Hold on,
like,
look
you
at
know,
that.
trying
Jeez.
to. We're living in a world that is trying to cope with like viruses and things like that. And we're not telling you to get together if it's not safe. We're just saying make some food, and if you're safe, great. Just have fun and
Yes,
make this.
I'm eating.
We love you so much. This is amazing.
Oh,
It's incredible.